Greetings to all my black brothers and sisters all around the world. It's really a joy and pleasure being out here in nature yet another morning and seeing the sun out bright and shining. I make sure I put on this skimpy little piece of clothing so I can get the sun penetrate. Okay, I want to thank you all very much, especially those of you who've been commenting and so on and giving encouragement to me. As I encourage you and you encourage me, that's what it's all about, because unity is strength. And many people say that black people cannot unite, but that is not true. Okay? You will always find those who would be trapped in the matrix, and you will always find those who are willing and ready to deliver themselves from the matrix. So, and with that being said, you know, I'm laughing because this guy who commented and want me to compromise and want me not to speak to black people only, but I must include everybody, and want me to go against my commission and my calling and my sending, being born in a nation that is predominantly black, and had to have certain experiences with white people to understand and to bring this message across. This guy want me to go against my calling. You know, so I definitely have to laugh there. Okay? And at this time, I just want to speak to you concerning the Moses story. Because when I look around and see how many of my black brothers and sisters are still trapped in Christianity and is still looking at the Bible literally and do not understand it's all Allah glory. Okay, and to see, as I was saying a while ago, that the guy who was who wanted me to compromise, right? And I think it's very important for me to say this because I kind of digress a little bit there. Okay, black people, let me say this. The white man is not your teacher. Okay? And the internet is an inner net that can chop you with information and intellectualism. And so when you see certain men saying that they're decoding this and they're decoding that and they're decoding the matrix and all of that, because this guy was recommending some Mark Passy and all of that. Yo, we are the fathers of consciousness. I know that. We are the great old ones. And that is why, as the people of nature and the guardians of the galaxy and the people of the sun, I can't speak otherwise. If I was to minister and include everybody, and that was my calling and my sending, I would have done that. There are black men who are motivational speakers and so on, and they have mixed audience. I can't go against them for that. I can't go against Les Brown for his contribution. But every man have to know what is their call and their purpose. Okay? So, with me laying that down, because sometimes I see when people make certain comments, there are people who they're kind of double-minded and they're shifting here and there. Do not let your faith be easily moved. Okay, my brothers and sisters? You know, I didn't plan to say all what I'm saying here, but I feel led to say it. One of the things they don't want you to do is to accept your own people, your own messengers, your own teachers. Because many of the teachers, like myself, many years ago, they were killed for bringing these truths to you. Someone might say, but you're not even 50 years old. How do you know that? My friends, when you can go back in time, when you know who you are in a past life, when you can access the Akashic record, you can rewrite history. And I know what I'm speaking about. So with that being said, my brother and sister, I want to speak to you concerning the Moses story. Now, first of all, Moses means to be born. And the story of Moses is speaking about the story of our life, where we are that great deliverer that must first deliver ourselves before we can deliver our brothers and our sisters. And we were kept in a basket, hidden in the water, in our mother's womb, where the water bag had to be burst first. And the Red Sea that was stopped, whereby the period couldn't come for a certain time. Then blood had to flow after. And we had to cross over. And we crossed over into a land of slavery, where our bodies is slave to our mind. And everything that we've been taught from a child is to keep us in a state of slavery, mental slavery. But there must be the first one that must precede the others in the awakening. That's why it is said in the Bible, unless a corn of wheat fall in the ground and dies, it abides alone. But if it dies, it brings forth much fruit. It is teaching you a secret of the divine law of reproduction, that every seed and every species will reproduce after its kind. And so whatever seed birthed me would mean what would birth you also. So if I'm speaking from intellectualism, I would breed others like myself. If I'm speaking from an educational standpoint, I will breed others like myself. I will bring forth others like myself. I will reproduce others just like myself. That's why the Baptist will always bring back another Baptist. The Methodist will always bring back another Methodist. The Rastaman will always bring back another Rastaman. Because they're sowing the seed that is in them and the seed that they were bought by. And none of those identity we're born with. So we take on those identity and their false identity. Therefore, it is giving us a false story. That's why we're not supposed to take the white man history, because that's his story. And we have to gravitate to our story. So when I speak, this is my history. This is my experience. So if you want to light the 7 other candles or the 6 other candles, the first candle had to be lit. And you take one and light the other. And every time they have the Olympic Games, they go all around the wall with a torch and take one and light one. And all these religious and superstitious people, they're so blind they can't see it. But we are the gods, the true gods of Mount Olympus, the highest place of consciousness, the highest level of existence. And that is why when you understand the Moses story, you will understand your Exodus. And you will understand how we came down into generation. We descended into generation and must ascend into regeneration. And that is our salvation. And there's a movie called Terminator Salvation. They want to terminate our salvation. They do not want us to come to a true identification. So they give us a historical Moses. They give us a literal Moses. So my brothers and my sisters, to come into the true Exodus. And Romans 12 tell you about the true Exodus. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Let this mind that was in Christ be in you. Christ is the high state of consciousness that you will come to. Christ is the man or woman in whom God awakes. Where the sun rises in you. And you behold the dawning of a new day. Where your solar plexus is connected with the S-U-N. And we are the people of the S-U-N. And you will have the mind of the sun. And the sun nourishes. It revitalizes. It renews. And the eagle is so connected with the sun. It renews its youth. And the phoenix, it resurrects out of the ashes. It's a magical bird. It's all about us, my brothers and sisters. So the Moses story is not a literal story. The Abraham story is not a literal story. And you can read that in Galatians 4:24 where it tells you the Abraham story. It's an allegory. So just a while ago I did the plagues of Egypt. Now I'm speaking on the Moses story because I'm giving you it in fraction, in little pieces. You put the puzzle together, my brothers and my sisters. And to my brothers and sisters in the third Exodus assembly, there's only one Exodus. And there's only one true Exodus. That's why it is said in the Bible, it is only he who have descended can ascend. I come from God, I go back to God. Be still and know that I am God. My name is I am. From generation to generation. And that is my memorial. I am whatever I believe myself to be. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. I think I said enough. Good nutrition, man. Good food. And I know my people, they are eating. And I know this food is so rich. For others, they can't eat it. Because they will vomit it back. It wouldn't settle in the stomach. It's too strong. That's just the humorous side of me. Okay, with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, I just want to ask of you, please, if you love what I'm saying, if not just loving it alone, if it means something to you, that's what I should have said. If it means something to you, share. Share, 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 share. Okay? And feel free to like, dislike, and to comment. And remember to subscribe and encourage others to subscribe so that we can get this message across to our brothers and our sisters whose appetite is open to eat this rich and healthy food. Okay? With that being said, I just want to, as usual, give you the sign and remind you what is said in the Bible. It isn't just said in Matthew 6:22 alone. It's also in another book. So if you check it out, you'll find it. Where it says, if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. With that being said, so I want to say peace. I'm out. Love you.